Welcome to our May edition of Fridley's Community Connection. In this edition, we will look at what's next for Springbrook and some cool summer programs in the city. But first, a series of community discussions on the Columbia Arena took place in March and April. We will take a closer look on what's to come. Thank you for joining us. I'm Raquel Strand, and this is Community Connection. The Columbia Arena has a special place in the hearts of many and has been an icon for the city for many years. When the city recently acquired the home of the Mighty Ducks 3, our first priority was to hear from you. So a series of brainstorming public discussions took place in March and April. Community Development Director Scott Hickok walks us through what's next for the Columbia Arena.
Thanks to everybody who came out for the Columbia Arena redevelopment meetings. We have now completed 4 of 4 meetings, and they were very, very successful. Each meeting had a dynamic discussion. We got great feedback from people about what they wanted to do at the Columbia Arena site. One of the big questions that people had was, do we really have to take the arena down? Isn't the building salvageable? Couldn't we reuse it? The answer to that is no. It can't be reused. Every piece of copper is gone from this building. All the plumbing, HVAC elements are gone from this building. When a building reaches this state, it's far more expensive to try and retrofit it and bring it back to meet code requirements than to tear it down. I'm standing in front of a column, for example, that wouldn't pass the test if a structural engineer were to look at it, and a structural engineer has looked at it and said that it doesn't pass the test for future development or redevelopment of this building. So I know that people are passionate about the building. We heard that, we understand that, but in terms of keeping this building, it is now more of a liability than any sort of an asset that we want to build upon. What came out of those meetings? Beyond the discussion about the condition of the building, we learned a lot about what the citizens would like to see on this site. Ultimately, what the citizens would like, we talked about 3 different options. An option that would just be the Columbia Arena site, developing 11 acres. Or there was an option that would take 22 acres, the 11 acres of the Columbia Arena site, plus the 11 acres of the Public Works facility and fire training facility behind us. There was also a 33-acre option that would talk about taking the arena site, the Public Works and Fire Training site, and also the park on the south side of Columbia Arena. A lot of discussion, and actually a very mixed attitude in the room about whether or not to include the 11 acres of park, and not to take those 11 acres away, but to refashion those acres into a redevelopment that centers maybe around open park space and doesn't necessarily take the space away, but uses it in a different way. And ultimately what was decided is that the park will stay generally as it is, in the location that it is, and those 11 acres or thereabouts would remain largely untouched as we move forward to the redevelopment of the rest of the 22-acre site. What's next? The group did, amazingly, a group of nearly 95 people concurred on a 7-page document that will be sent forward to the Planning Commission and will ultimately be given a recommendation by the Planning Commission and reviewed by the HRA and the City Council for their final endorsement of a plan for this site. To have 95 people come and to offer their insights and input, and then to have them agree on the words of a document that complex that goes forward to the Planning Commission, City Council, and HRA was a huge feat. And again, we just really want to thank everyone for their insights, for their input on this, and we'd encourage them to watch closely as this project moves forward and we get closer to the day of redevelopment.
Columbia Arena isn't the only big thing developing in Fridley. Springbrook Nature Center will soon break ground on their new building expansion. Nature programs will continue, and Springbrook has a lot to offer for both the young and young at heart.
Hello, I'm Jack Kirk. I'm the Park and Recreation Director for the City of Fridley, and I have with me Mike Mayer. Mike's the director here at Springbrook Nature Center, and we're really excited to share a little information with you about a project that's going to be happening here over the next year and a half at Springbrook. It's part of the Spring Project, and it's going to involve an expansion and remodeling of our interpretive center building here. Our current building has about 5,000 square feet, and that's all going to be changed and remodeled, and we're going to put an addition of just over 10,000 square feet. So the building's essentially going to triple in size from what you see today. A local committee has been working very hard with our architects from Partners in Cerny company to develop plans for the facility. Those have just recently been completed, and the bid documents, the construction documents, are being released to contractors for bidding purposes on April 16th. On May 5th, the bids are due back to the city, and at that time we'll see where they're at, and hopefully with a little bit of good fortune we're going to get good bids on the project and move ahead so that we can actually break ground towards about the 18th to 20th of May. And that's when you'll see the first signs of construction out here at Springbrook. The new facility should be really a wonderful addition to our park system, to our community. It's going to have classroom space, it's going to have a multi-purpose gathering space, it's going to have room for our staff offices, and it's going to be able to provide not only for our educational needs but also for various events that we're going to have out here at the Nature Center. And I thought maybe Mike could tell you a little bit about how programming is going to be affected once we start construction, and maybe a little bit of a timeline on how it's going to affect the different programs and events.
Sure.
Mike?
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, the great news for our park visitors is that the park in general will stay open and available for use. So our trails will still be accessible. We'll have restroom amenities available in some way, shape, or form, so that throughout this process, people will still be able to come out and enjoy the 3 miles of hiking trails that we have here. We do expect there to be some closures of our services and of the facility, but we're very excited that we're still going to be able to run our very popular summer camp programs. So those programs start up in June and run through August. So during that time, we'll still be able to host our summer camps here and have limited availability of the facility. We do expect to keep the construction process moving along quickly, though, that beginning in August, we will, as a staff, completely vacate the building. So the building will not be accessible for any programs or services during that time. And we're going to really let the contractors get in, because it is a expansion project. They're going to be starting the new construction first, which will be in between our current building and the parking lot, and kind of working their way backwards. So some of that construction will start as early as May, and then by the end of the summer they'll be sort of working in the existing building to join the two structures together. So we do expect the building to be closed altogether beginning in August, the very end of August, and then we are very excited to be able to reopen the facility with additional classrooms, new exhibits, some really great rental spaces for functions and weddings. We anticipate that to begin right around March of 2016. So all in all, the process will be about a 10-month long construction phase.
Hey Mike, one of the most popular events we have out here each year is something that takes place right around Halloween.
Sure.
Is that going to happen this year?
Great question. Yeah, our Pumpkin Night in the Park event is a community event that has really become part of the Fridley community. I know many families enjoy coming out to that. It's kind of part of their fall time tradition. So in honor of that, we are committed to going ahead and proceeding with that event. We anticipate a few changes. We may have to move some trails and some of the different features of the event around, but we will be holding our Pumpkin Night in the Park event that same weekend. I think it falls on October 17th this year.
Well, that's just a very brief overview of this spring project. Once again, we're really excited about it. It's going to be a wonderful addition to our Springbrook Nature Center, and when it's all completed, I think the community is going to be very pleased.
Summer rocks in Fridley. From sports leagues to fitness classes to kids programs designed with working parents in mind, Fridley Recreation offers something for everyone. Margot and Cleve bring you up to speed on some great programs.
Hello, I'm Margot Numedal with the City of Fridley Parks and Recreation Department. I'm here with Cleveland McCoy. We're both the program supervisors for the city, and we're here to talk a little bit about some of our upcoming summer programs. Cleve, do you want to tell them a little bit about the preschool programs we have starting up this summer?
This summer we'll offer the parent-child preschool T-ball program. And that's a program that we have where the parent and the child, they bond together, and it kind of gets the, especially with the parents' busy work schedule, it's good to have one day with parents and kind of get together and play with their kids. And then we also offer preschool soccer. That's a great program, especially with the demographics in the Fridley community, and with soccer just being a popular sport. I think that's a great opportunity. And what we're going to do this year is we're going to offer soccer for our elementary school kids as well.
In addition to the evening preschool programs that we have regarding the sports programs that Cleveland talked about, we also have a preschool playground program, and that's one that meets in the mornings from 9 to 11, Mondays through Thursdays. They meet at Commons Park, and they do a variety of different theme-based activities, games, crafts, and they do have some time to play on the playground and socialize with their friends as well. That's for ages 3 to 5, and will be starting in June. In addition to the preschool playground program, we also have a playground program for the elementary age kids. It takes place at Hayes Elementary School, begins at noon and ends at 3:30. That's also a playground program, so we have a variety of different games and crafts that they do each day. This program does coincide with summer school, so that way those kids that are in summer school at Hayes, we'll meet them in the office right after they're dismissed, and they can come to the playground where they can stay till 3:30. In addition to that, the school district does have their free lunch again this summer. So during that program, kids are able to have a free lunch before we start. That's thanks to the school district, and that'll be available at Hayes Elementary as well. In addition to the playground program, we have a variety of other opportunities for elementary age children within our ROCKS program. The Summer ROCKS program is an all-day program beginning at 7 and going until 5:30, where youth are able to be involved in a variety of different activities. In the morning, we have classes ranging from sports, arts and crafts, sciences, enrichment. Some new things we have this summer are a flag rugby class we're excited about, rocketry, fencing is a new one that we're going to give a shot. So lots of new opportunities for kids to try throughout the summer. All the classes are just a week long, so a great opportunity for kids to try new things. Within that program, that does go through 7th grade, so that includes our middle schoolers. And in the afternoon, we have a program called the Chill program, which is kind of an extension of our playground program for those older kids. And Cleveland will talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm going to be discussing some of our teen activities that we have this summer. First off, we have the Chill program. The Chill program is a summer program that goes Monday through Friday, and is for youth completing grades 4 through 7. The program starts, and it's more of a afternoon type program for the older kids. So it goes from 1 to 4:30 p.m. It's similar to a lot of the activities that we have with the ROCKS program, as well as just different outlets for the kids to kind of participate in different, social activities, physical activities, sporting programs. It's a great opportunity for the kids, and the great part about the summer programs is that on Wednesdays we take field trips. So we go anywhere between, we have Sky Zone this year, we have Grand Slam, Lilliput, Twins games. I mean, this is a great time for the kids, and it's also a way to keep them busy. We also do things like swimming. It's just a plethora of activities.
Another opportunity we have for the middle school age kids that are finishing 6th and 7th grade this year is our Leaders in Training program. This is a really fun program we started a few years ago for those youth that are interested in becoming future leaders or looking for some job skills. This program teaches leadership, job hunting, also some first aid and babysitting skills as well. So it's a really fun program for those kids that are looking to advance their skills for the future workforce. And we've had some really great success with kids that have gone through that program and become great leaders and volunteers for our programs.
Well, we'll talk about our adult sports programs and also our adult fitness programs. The summer is pretty busy with the adult softball program. Adult softball runs it runs from Monday through Sundays, actually. So we have leagues on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and then Sundays. Groups, we go from a competitive division to our recreation divisions, and that's going to start here next month, actually, May 3rd, and the guys are really excited about it, and I'm excited about it as well. We also going to offer this year. We're going to offer adult co-rec kickball. The fun game of kickball that you played in physical education as a kid is for adults, and we partner with the city of Blaine, and we offer that program as well. We're going to have co-rec sand volleyball, and that'll be over at Commons Park. It's a nice area, and it's more of a recreational league without the officials, but it's just fun. It's about friends getting together and having a great time. So now we're going to talk about our adult fitness piece. This summer we'll be offering Zumba. Our Zumba program is really popular in the community, and so Zumba will be ran Mondays and Thursdays. And then we also have a side segment with Zumba toning. That's where the participants use a toning stick. It's actually pretty neat if you see it. And so Zumba is it's after work activity, and it goes from between 6 to 8 p.m. And those are Mondays and Thursdays. This year we're actually starting a new program. It's called kettlebell training. It's pretty popular, and that'll be over at the More Than Dance Studios. And this class, and what the new thing about this class is, we're going to offer 2 different types of programs. We're going to have a basic program, and that's for beginners. And that program will be held on Mondays and Wednesdays. And it'll begin in May. And then we'll have, once you complete the basics program, you can advance to the next level, and that class will also be offered on Monday and Wednesdays as well. Another trend that we're going over into is our Taekwondo class. Instructor Dave Seabolt, he's a Fridley resident, and this is a class that he's just offering to the community, and it seems to be taking a following. And the classes will be offered on Tuesdays and Saturdays at the Fridley Community Center on Tuesdays, and then it'll be at the Fridley High School on Saturdays.
Another fun event that we have during the summer is our 49er Kids Day event. It's something that we're really involved with helping plan. That's going to be on Saturday, June 27th this year from noon until 3:30. And a change this year is we have a new venue for 49er Days. It'll be at Commons Park. We're really excited about this new setting. It's just a great place to have an event. We'll have a variety of different things out for Kids Day. Home Depot brings out their wood shop, and the kids get to make a little project. We have a lot of different involvement from the school district programs, county programs, and other youth-serving organizations that will be bringing activities out for kids to try throughout that afternoon. And that's just going to be in addition to all of the exciting 49er Day activities that they'll have going on. I know they have the inflatables that are going to be out, some large slides, obstacle courses, and bounce houses for kids to play in, which is just going to be a really, really great time, as well as lots of music that'll be going on as well. So certainly check out the 49er site on our website or else on Facebook. There's lots of information there, and that's going to be a really great event.
Another recreational activity we're going to have this year for the Fridley 49er Days is we're going to do a 4-man passing football tournament, and that's for the adults, and that'll be 18 plus. It's co-ed welcome. 4-man football is an exciting game. It's high scoring, and with it, with 49ers being over at Commons Park, it's just more to kind of just bring that neighborly feeling and a lot of activities going on during the event. And what we're going to do this year is we're going to partner with the St. Paul Pioneers Amateur Football League team, and they're going to host a camp on June 27th from 12 to 2 p.m. And if you register early, you can also get free tickets to the football game at 5 p.m. at New Brighton High School. It's going to be great. The guys are excited, and it's going to be a great summer, and it's full with fun.
Well, that's a quick overview of all of the activities we have planned for this summer. Lots of things for all ages in our community. If you need more information, please visit our website. We have everything on there, a complete brochure, also online registration if you'd like to register for any of our programs. The website is www.fridleymn.gov. Also, you can give us a phone call at 763-572-3570. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Kids aren't the only ones ready for some summer fun. The Fridley Senior Center takes an all-inclusive approach. They offer health programs, fitness classes, thought-provoking discussions and education, dining, and of course, tons of activity. Connie Thompson comes to work every day to have fun.
Okay, go ahead. Hello, and welcome to the Fridley Senior Program. I've been asked to give you a few of the highlights that are coming up in May for seniors in our community. We just got done with our Great Decisions program, and it was a program on China. I hope you have an opportunity to watch it on the cable network when it comes out. And our next one will be the third Tuesday in May, and the topic is going to be U.S. trade policy. So I hope you can join us for that. We always get some really great speakers that have a lot of knowledge in that area. We also have coming up on June 17th a Green Book Fair. And you're saying, what's a Green Book Fair? Well, it's a recycling event. It's your opportunity to take your books that you have that you're no longer want or no longer are reading and exchange them for books that other people have recycled that are, it's a way of expanding your library. And there's no limit. You can bring in as many books as you like for her to take to other senior centers, and you can take as many books as you like, so that you'll have great beach reading all summer long. We also have a trip coming up for the Chanhassen. We're going to see Mary Poppins on June 17th, and you can register for that by calling 763-502-5150. Of course, 49er Days is coming soon, and we will have all of our card tournaments going on June 26th. And the last thing I want to share with you is we are doing another housing tour. This has been an extremely popular event because there's always a lot of questions about senior housing and what's the right fit for you. You'll have an opportunity to see what it's like at housing with services, assisted living, and independent living. At each one of the three housing establishments that we go to, you'll be served food, so you'll be able to actually see what the cooking's like, and you'll get a nice tour and meet the staff. That is on May 20th. I hope that some of you out there will be able to join us for that too. It is limited to only 10 people because that's the size of the bus that we use, but we do offer this tour on a regular basis, usually in the fall and in the spring. Hope to see you soon. Thanks for stopping by.
April has been a busy month for the City of Fridley. Here's City Manager Wally Weissapel with the Council update.
Hello and welcome to the City Council highlights. For April 13th and the 27th, I'm Wally Weissapel, City Manager. It's my pleasure to bring to you some of the things that happen at our City Council meetings in April. One of the first things that we do at City Council meetings is do some ceremonial recognition. And on the 13th, we were recognized by the Blue Star Award given to us by the Friends of the Mississippi River. And that was for all the various programs that the City of Fridley has done in the last few years to help protect the water that flows into the Mississippi River. And then on the 27th, we had a nice presentation and recognition for the AmeriCorps workers here in the City of Fridley, who have been busy volunteering their times at local schools, teaching children how to do their math work and helping in their reading skills as well. So those are always fun things to do at City Council meetings. Our legislative items included many things. The first thing we took a look at was at 53rd and Central Avenue. And that is a location for some redevelopment taking place. You may have noticed that a gas station there has been abandoned and closed up, and there's going to be some redevelopment taking place. And in order to do that, we had to do a number of agreements with the developer and the current property owners, and also some agreements to access the Ember site so that that property owner makes sure that he continues to have access to his restaurant. And that reconstruction will start taking place fairly soon. We also had a request from Verizon Wireless to install a pole at 960 Osborne Avenue, so that will improve a lot of the wireless cell reception in the northern part of our community. We had some mutual aid agreements with the Department of Natural Resources for all things for fire protection in the areas, public areas of the city. We had the Lions that asked for a bingo permit to do bingo on Wednesday evenings over at the Banquets of Minnesota, so that was approved. Look for that opening fairly soon. We had a grant for our stormwater improvements provided by the Mississippi watershed management organization, and this is going to do improvements for the Village Green townhomes and apartments. So it'll be able to retain more water there and clean it as it goes out into to the rivers and streams. We also are looking at revising our fence ordinance. Our fence ordinance is going to be redone, not for any content changes, but to make it easily understood and then also offer some graphics so people can look at that and understand it better. We approved bids and ordered the bids for the Springbrook Nature Center redevelopment program. Look for those bids to come back in May, and hopefully they'll come in at budget so that we can get working on that project this summer. We had an electronic message board will be installed at the Woodcrest Baptist Church, 6875 Osborne Road. And those types of electronic message boards are needed to be approved by the Planning Commission and the City Council before they're installed. Our City Council will be doing some commission interviews as well on May 18th, so if there's anybody out there who's interested in serving on either the Parks and Recreation Commission or on the Environmental Quality Commission, to make sure you get your applications, those are available online. We have 2 new employees that were approved by the City Council, the first being our Assistant City Engineer. His name is John Lenander, and John comes with an extensive background in the private sector, working for some consulting firms and also the City of Northfield. Welcome, John. We also have a new fire marshal beginning in the next couple of weeks. His name is Rick Current, and Rick comes to us from a neighboring community, and he's looking forward to starting his duties here at the City of Fridley. Now, prior to many of our City Council meetings, we have workshops, and the workshops are the opportunity for Council to understand issues a little bit deeper and on a greater opportunity to ask questions of the staff so that they can make good policy decisions at a City Council meeting. And for the last couple of meetings in April, we've been talking about City Hall and the Public Works Garage. And specifically, we've taken a look at this issue because of an analysis that was done last year of our existing buildings and their current capacities and also their current conditions. And that study, which is available at City Hall, indicated that there's a lot of work that needs to be done both here at the Municipal Center, our City Hall, and also at the Public Works Garage. In addition, there's also some additional space that's needed for police and fire. And it's not that our city is growing any larger or that we're getting a greater population or that we're adding that many employees. We're not. It's just that the way business needs to get done, fire trucks have gotten bigger, police operations need to be improved according to the state regulations, and therefore more space is necessary. So that study concluded that the current municipal center, our City Hall, needs about $17 million in improvements to be done in order to make it handicapped accessible, in order to expand it to serve the needs of the public. And our Public Works Garage needs about $13 million of improvements. Many of our trucks need to stay outside and they're subject to the weather. And trucks these days cost $70,000, $80,000, $100,000. So to have those pieces of equipment sitting out in the weather and deteriorating quicker isn't a good use of our city resources. We also have many supplies that have to remain on the ground and are subject to the rain, and that washes that material off site and possibly even into the Rice Creek. So we want to protect those kinds of things. The second thing that's happening over at our Public Works Garage is that the city has just concluded a study that was done, a public input process for the Columbia Arena. And one of the recommendations that's coming out of that group is that we should consider relocating Public Works to another location to allow for types of development such as parklands and residential properties there that would be more conducive and would not have a conflicting use with Public Works. It's not something that we have to do, it was just one of the recommendations. So this gave the City Council the opportunity to take a look at if another location would be better for both City Hall and our Public Works Garage. What we did was take a look at several locations here within the city, and no decisions have been made, but just preliminary looking at several of them, the City Council has asked for more study to be done. Some of the locations that we looked at were the existing site that City Hall and Public Works are currently at. We also took a look at relocating both operations at the Columbia Arena site. We also looked at the train station site, the North Star Rail site that the city owns over there. And then we looked at several other options as well, including Commons Park area. We also looked at property that the city owns along the west side of Moore Lake. We also took a look at some other privately owned properties, such as at Moon Plaza or at the John Allen site at the East River Road in 694. And then also some other sites that we had in town. But the conclusion that the direction that the City Council is leaning towards right now is to take a look, further analysis to be done at our City Hall site where we currently are, at the Columbia Arena site, over at the train station site, and then at Moore Lake, and then at Commons Park. So what should you expect at this point? First of all, we're going to do more analysis and study and probably come back with that information to the City Council in about a time frame around July of this summer. And then bring some further information out to the public and offer opportunities for public comment. And then perhaps sometime around October we'll be ready to make a decision to do something or not do something. Again, all this work is preliminary, nothing is set in stone. It's all based on the fact that our current facilities need upgrading for space, also for handicapped accessibility, and then deferred maintenance. We'll have a lot more to talk about, and as always, if you have any questions, you can call City Hall. But that's what your City Council's been up to for the month of April. I'm Wally Weisopel, your City Manager. Thank you very much for watching.
That's all for this episode of Community Connection. Visit us online or follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with community events. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you around town.
This has been a production of Fridley Municipal Television, Channel 17. Thanks for watching.